Hi, Alan here, and I want to spend a few minutes with you talking about, what kind of RV is best for you and a few of the factors that you need to really think about before you go in and make a choice. My bottom line encouragement is spend time in a bunch of RVs, whether you go to an RV show or whether you go to a big RV dealer, whether you're going to buy from them or not. You want to plan on spending some time, and don't do it on a Saturday afternoon when the whole rest of the world is there. Try to do it at an hour where you have time, and if you're going to be at a dealership and the salesman has time to spend with you, so that you can spend some time in various units, sit down in them, and actually say, if I was living in this thing, would I be comfortable with it? Is it big enough for me and those who will be traveling with me, my family or whatever? Is it something that I'm going to be comfortable with? Am I comfortable with the layout of the unit? Is there storage that's going to be effective for me, or am I going to have to be thinking about other options? So spend time, get educated, get comfortable with finding the right RV for you and the right type of RV for you. Some of the things that I would encourage you to think about is, where are you going to use it? Are you going to use it pulling off the interstates and going into campgrounds that are nice and big and open and have plenty of space, all the space in the world, and a minimum of driving off road? Or are you going to use it to bring it to the national forest? And if you're going to bring it to the national forest, how are the roads going into that forest? How much room is there in the camping areas that you plan to camp in? How much space in terms of length and width? When are you going to use it? Are you going to be using it during the winter when it gets cold? Is it a unit that has to be a four-season, and what does that really mean? That's something I'll get into in a future video. Are you going to use it in hot, humid weather, and does it have enough air conditioners? Bigger units come with one or two air conditioners, and it depends on how they're outfitted and whether they can be outfitted at the dealer or beyond the dealer with a second air conditioner. You need to find those things out. Now, when it comes to types of RVs, let's break them down into towables versus motorhome. A towable requires another vehicle to tow it. There are travel trailers, and there are fifth wheels. Now, I travel in a fifth wheel. I live in a fifth wheel, and it's very easy for me on my own to hook up my truck to my fifth wheel. Fifth wheels, when compared to travel trailers, are generally built, in my opinion, a little more seriously. There are some very good travel trailers out there, though. That said, fifth wheels will have more living space than a travel trailer. They will have more storage space than a travel trailer. They're heavier than a travel trailer. They require a bigger truck than a travel trailer. Many travel trailers don't even require a truck. You can pull them with a Suburban. I've seen people pull them with heavy-duty cars, even Subarus. Whereas fifth wheels generally require a half-ton truck, more preferably a three-quarter ton or even a one-ton truck to pull some or most fifth wheels. You also have a subclass of fifth wheels and travel trailers called toy haulers. Toy haulers are a form factor worth looking at if you have toys, motorcycles, snowmobiles, 4x4s, other forms of outdoor recreation equipment that you want to travel with and you want to bring into a garage. That garage can also serve as a second bedroom. There are even units that have, particularly larger fifth wheels, that have a second bathroom in that garage area. The bedroom often has one or two bunks. They could sleep as many as four people, especially four kids. And the only thing I'd be concerned about is, what is the construction of the floor, and what happens if you get an oil or a gasoline spill in there? Can it be cleaned up so that that garage remains safe? Many of the garages also have carpet that can be laid down for people to enjoy when they're there. And some of the garages even have patios that extend to the back, and some units even have patios that extend to the side. For those with patios extending to the side, you need to think about, is this patio taking up more space than I'll be allowed at many campgrounds? Something worth thinking about. Forgive me as I check my notes. Fifth wheels also are more stable than travel trailers, but fifth wheels necessarily, you're going to lose most of your cargo space that's available in a pickup truck. So if you have a pickup and you're using it for business or for other reasons, you may or may not want to dedicate that pickup to a fifth wheel. So that's where travel trailers come in handy. And again, travel trailers are generally lighter. They're generally lighter duty than a fifth wheel. They do not have the storage space that a fifth wheel has. And that said, again, there are some travel trailers that are built to a very high spec where they're outstanding four-season units. They're well insulated. And yes, you can live in them just as well or almost as well as a fifth wheel. But again, they do not pull as stable as a fifth wheel. That's just laws of physics. Now, in the way of motorhomes, you have Class A, Class B, and Class C. Class A motorhomes are your bus-style motorhomes. They come in diesel and non-diesel versions. My personal belief, I believe in diesel engines. I believe diesel engines are made for pulling heavy things. So if you get a truck, I buy diesel trucks. If you buy a Class A motorhome, I would buy a diesel pusher, a diesel motorhome, Class A. Take a look at the Class A's. They have lifestyle aspects that are in some ways easier than a fifth wheel. But in other ways, if you're going to tow a car, you may need a second person to help you hook up that car in the back, whereas one person can deal with a truck and a fifth wheel. Something to think about. Class C motorhomes, I'm skipping Class B for a moment. Class C motorhomes are the van front, like a Chevy 3500 or a Dodge 3500 front. And then you've got a big box that is your living space. That big box could have a variety of floor plans. It may have one or more slide outs, typically one slide out, and it can be as much as 27 or 30 feet in length. The Class C motorhomes, I've owned two of them, shorter ones, 21 and 24 foot. They're nice, they're convenient, they're compact, and yes, they can also tow vehicles. But again, know the specs and understand what it is that you can and cannot tow and how you can and cannot tow, whether it's going to be, essentially flatbedding it or towing it on two wheels. The Class Bs are small. They're your conversion van type vehicles. They're very cute. They're very mobile. They're very transportable. They can go almost anywhere, but they do not have things like a permanent kitchen table. The kitchen table has to break down and build up every time you want to eat because that kitchen table may very well double as a bed or it may double as living space. So you need to take a look at a Class B, and there's also subclass B plus where you need to consider all these various factors. As with the towables, the motorhomes come in premium versions that are made for four season and made for full-time living. Mostly those are your Class A's. And there are also motorhomes that are more budget oriented and something that would be for just use a few weeks a year. Some things to think about. Hopefully I've given you some food for thought. You need to look at floor plans and consider what it is would be a good floor plan for you. And that's where I'll leave it right now in terms of considering what kind of RV is best for me. Again, very personal decision, something that you'll want to spend some time looking at the various stores. Do not get pressured into something, and have fun with the process. Thank you.